Hey guys, and welcome to today's video, and today we're going to do my Premier League predictions for 2020 to 2021, that new season. We're going to do it from relegation all the way to Champions League, Europa League, who's going to miss out, who could get relegated, etc. So, here we go. So, at 20th, I've put Fulham. I don't think Fulham are going to do well this season. I know they've got someone like Alexander Mitrovic, but in games where they're losing their head, Alexander Mitrovic could go and get himself a red card. They haven't made too many signings that will really help them stay up, and their manager is not very got Premier League experience. They haven't got Premier League experience. They've signed. Let me have a look who they've signed. They've signed Alphonse Areola. I know they've signed him. I think they've signed a Chelsea player who used to play for us, Ola from Torino, but they haven't made too many, and I think they're going to stay 20th. 19th, I've put West Brom. Now, West Brom, they haven't really got a great squad. They haven't got that striker that can grab the game by its neck. They've got Charlie Austin, and they've got someone called Hal Robson-Kanu, who for some reason has the shirt number 4, yet you're a striker. What's going on there? You're not a bloody centre-back. But they've done a permanent deal for Matthias Pereira, who could be good. You never know. That's why I think they'll finish 19th, not 20th. And also they've signed Grady Diangana from West Ham, and West Ham will be coming up now, as I think they're also going to go down. It's about time. I mean, they've been there or thereabouts. They've always been flirting with relegation, and to be honest, they haven't really signed anyone of note. The only thing they've done is signed Thomas Souček on a permanent deal, who is a pretty good player. I think he will do well for them, and I think he'll be the only one who will do well for them. Felipe Anderson is not on good form. Sebastian Haller, he looked dreadful. Yarmolenko was alright, but apparently he might be going to China, so God knows. No one's happy at West Ham. The camp is all low, and I think that's why they're going to go down. Now, surviving by the skin of their teeth, once again, Aston Villa, my second team. Aston Villa really survived by the skin of their teeth, and their season could always go one way. Go two ways. It could go really badly, and they could get relegated or really scrap out for relegation, because Ollie Watkins is not a good striker. If that is the case, if Ollie Watkins turns out really well, then Aston Villa will go right up the table, because they've got really good. They've signed 3 strikers in the last 2 seasons. I mean, someone's got bloody work for them, hasn't it? Haven't they? They've got Ollie Watkins, Mbwana Samatta, and Wesley. Mbwana Samatta and Wesley have done awfully. I think they've been some of the worst signings of last season. Hopefully Ollie Watkins doesn't turn out like that, because I really like the look of him. But can he cut it in the Premier League? We'll wait and see. I think my Football Manager's starting. 16th, we have got Crystal Palace. And again, their form was awful last season, and the only reason I would have thought if they hadn't signed Michy Batshuayi or Eberichi Eze, I think that's how you say it, they hadn't signed them, they would have been going right down, 18th, 19th. They would have been getting relegated if they hadn't signed those two players. And I think that is how they're going to stay up. Roy Hodgson, I don't think is going to see out the season. He's getting on a bit. He's probably going to retire at some point. So yeah, I think that they will finish 16th. 15th, I've put Brighton, who are a good team. They're well drilled, and I think they finished 15th last season, so they're basically going to stay the same. Graham Potter's a pretty good manager, I think, and he's got good core players. Terry Lamptey, we should never have let him go, by the way. If for like 3 million. 3 million for Terry Lamptey, that's a bargain. But he will do well this season. Who else could do well? Leandro Trossard. They haven't really got a right striker. I think maybe they could invest in that. Obviously, Aaron Moy is going to be a big loss. He only spent one season there. I don't know what that's on about. He's a pretty good player. But they've got Adam Lallana. They've got Joel Veltman, who got a red card against Chelsea. So you never know. Maybe on Monday he could get a red card against us again. Hopefully. Anyway, 14th, I've gone with Burnley. Burnley, they have a really good manager in Sean Dyche. But if you're not going to spend money on such good manager, then, you can't hope for any more Europa League dreams. He's done the best he can, but he can't keep pulling out miracles with such little money to spend. They've got a good core of players. The only player I think they've lost is Jeff Hendrick, who is a good player, but, it's not the end of the world. I think they'll finish 14th. They'll survive. 13th, Newcastle. They've been busy in the transfer window. Talk about Jeff Hendrick. He's gone to Newcastle. Jamal Lewis, Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser. We don't know with those two, They did not have good seasons at Bournemouth last season. Ryan Fraser was awful. Thinking back to the season before last season, bloody hell, we're going back a long way, aren't we? 2018-19? He was so good then. He got nearly the most assists in the league, if not for Eden Hazard, who I don't know what's going to happen to him at Real Madrid. But, I don't know what they could fit in. I don't know how they'll fit in. But I just think Newcastle will come 13th. And that is the end of that. There's not much to say. Jamal Lewis is a good left back. Yeah, why not? They needed a new left back, to be honest. I mean, Jethro Willems, but they didn't sign him on a permanent. Right, anywho, 12th, I've gone with the only newly promoted team that I think will survive will be Leeds. Leeds United, after 16 years, they're back in the Premiership and they're going to survive. Marcelo Bielsa is a great coach and I think he will definitely adapt to the Premier League. He knows how to do team management, he's a great manager, and I'm pretty sure Leeds, with their signing of Rodrigo Moreno, hopefully he'll kick on. He has had a few disappointing seasons at Valencia over the past couple of years, but swings and roundabouts say, they could do well. 12, I would say. Next is Sheffield United will stay 11th. They've signed a few good defensive players, but honestly, they have such a good defence that I think they will stay up again. Chris Wilder is a very good manager, knows how to manage teams like Sheffield. And yeah, I think they'll come 11th. And 10th, I've got Southampton. Interesting with Southampton. They had a pretty good lockdown period. Why isn't it starting? Uh, no, my football manager, not the season. I know it's starting. Uh, so Southampton, if Danny Ings can keep going at it, it'll be all jubbly-o for them. You know, they'll do really well and get to 10th. I don't think they'll get Europa League places. Come on, that is pushing it. I don't think they'll be beating Inter Milan again. But, you know, if they did, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully, I hope they do get Europa League, you know, against over bloody Spurs and Arsenal. I hate them. Right, 9th Leicester. Well, they've got up to Europa League, but one, they haven't made that many signings. Two, they've lost Ben Chilwell. Three, Jamie Vardy's getting on a bit. And four, their form has been dreadful. Since lockdown, they've been awful. And they really bottled top four to Man United of all bloody teams. But, you know, this Europa League is going to take a toll on them. They're going to be playing, 2 games a week, some weeks. And that's going to really have a toll on their fitness. So I think it'll be 9th. I don't know what will happen to Brendan Rodgers. Maybe he's expected to get Europa League or Champions League. But I'm not really sure. Just yada yada yada. 9th. 8th will be Wolves. Now, Wolves not getting 7th again for this next season. Will be a shame, but have they strengthened as much as Everton have? It will. I've just sort of given away what I'm going to say for 7th, but Everton will finish 7th in my opinion. But Wolves, they've lost Matt Doherty to a Europa League rival, you could say. I mean, Tottenham, they're really trying to get this Europa League, and I don't know what for. They should be aiming for Champions League. But, you know, I don't think they will get it because I think the other teams are better. But I just think that loss, Matt Doherty is a good signing for them, by the way. But that loss of Matt Doherty really puts pressure on Adama Traore. Is he going to be fit for every game? Can he adjust to right wing back role? We'll wait and see because we don't know. But yeah, I think they'll finish 8th. They've also spent 40 million on some 18-year-old who's playing 1 game for Porto. I mean, what on earth is that? I mean, he might be a good wonder kid, but bloody hell. 40 million? Really? Everton 7th. Their midfield is so good. One of the best midfields in the league. Allen, James Rodriguez, and Decore. Forgot them. They're really good signings, especially James Rodriguez. You know, he could really take the game by the thick of its skin and change it. You know, he could do that. It'll be interesting. It's an interesting signing. I think they will come 7th. So, and also they could be signing Tomori on loan. So that'll be exciting. Seeing him actually play. Really wanted him to do well, and it hasn't panned out like that. 6th, I would say Tottenham. Now, this really comes to whether Harry Kane gets injured or not, because they have not signed a backup striker. Harry Kane, is he better than Aguero? Nah, but he's up there. He's one of the best strikers in the Premier League. I hate to admit it, but he is. And it seems like every time he gets injured, there's got to be a non-striker filling in. Plus, they've lost Troy Parrott to Millwall. They've put him on loan to Millwall, and they could terminate it, but you know, that'll be only in the transfer window. So they're a bit screwed, Tottenham, I think, for that striker. And if they do sign, they need to sign a backup striker, because honestly, you know, If they don't, then I, I really think that's the only weak link in this Tottenham side. Maybe another defender, but honestly, that's one of the few weak links. The backup striker. Oh yes, my football manager's. That's one of the few weak links, and they haven't acted upon it, which is stupid. And yeah, that could cost them. So sixth for Spurs. Was debating on seventh, but I thought that'd be a bit mean. Arsenal fifth. Arsenal are currently in a rebuild after that disastrous few seasons, They really need to get up in form, and they've done that. They've signed Willian from Chelsea, which I'm really glad about because we've lost such a good player on a free to a rival. What the hell is going on at Chelsea with that issue? I mean, we've signed Havertz and Ziyech and Werner will cover it, but it's a bummer basically. So, and also they've signed Gabriel Mag, whatever his surname is. He's a really good signing, I think. He's quite fast, he's left-footed, he's tall. He could be a really good, and also William Saliba, completely forgot about him. They're really good, two good players who can really transform that Arsenal backline and get rid of Mustafi, who has been quite good since Arteta's arrived, Good reformation for Mustafi. David Luiz, though, that's something else. Fourth, we've got Man United. Great midfield, great attack, shit defence. Why haven't they got another centre-back? I don't know. Maguire and Lindelof as your centre-back partnership. To be honest, I'm not sure, man. Man United, it could go either way. Man United are pretty good, but they just need that Koulibaly or that Skriniar or that someone like that, and that can really transform Man United to the next level. They could challenge for titles and that with that midfield and attack, but they need to get that defence sorted out. They've not done that so far, and that's why I think they're finishing fourth. Third is Chelsea, my team. Really excited for the next season. I really think we can push for the title because we've signed, bloody 8 players nearly. Edouard Mendy's on his way. So we've signed, Werner, Ziyech, Chilwell, Havertz, Thiago Silva, Malang Sarr. We signed anyone else? Probably. Oh, Mbayamba. Great signing. Never heard of the bloke, but great signing anyway. So yeah, really I do think this is gonna be a good season for us. We really should be pushing up there. If Liverpool and Man City make a mistake, then we are there to pounce. And that's how I see it. Thiago Silva. What a legendary centre-back. Can't wait. Third. Man City second. So that means Liverpool are winning the league. Man City, I'm just not sure. You've signed a centre-back that shipped 60 goals last season. In a defence that shipped 60 goals last season. And you've signed a very arrogant right winger. I mean, they're not bad signings, but can they really get the title? That's what I'm questioning, and I'm not sure again. I'm not sure. I just feel that just something really has to work for Man City to win the title. And by losing 9 games, it just could not go well if that happens again. So I don't think they're going to win the title. Which means Liverpool are. I mean, what a great season they had last season. what was it? First they came. What great attacking front three, what a great midfield, and great defender in Virgil van Dijk, and great goalkeeper. That's all they need. They don't really need to sign anyone new. If they are, then that's if they want to push for Champions League. Because I think in England, it really should be a walk in the park for Liverpool. I mean, it won't be this season with Chelsea going at them again. Man City, maybe. You never know with Man City. But Liverpool, I just think will win it because they are so consistent, so good. They know how to win games. And okay, they might have been a bit shaky in pre-season, but trust me, trust me, I think they will win the league. That's the end of today's predictions video. It's been long and I haven't liked it being long. So yeah, tell me your predictions in the comments if it lets me have comments. I'll have to put no, it's not made for kids for comments to be allowed. But you know, swings and roundabouts, I guess. And hopefully your team does well. Top scorer Werner, Golden Boot Werner. And I will see you all next video. Bye bye.